Welcome to the Jill on Money Show. It's Thursday, May 29th, and we are here trying to help you make better, sometimes just less bad financial decisions. So if there's something going on in your life that is at all associated with a dollar in any way, shape, or form, and you just want to get some help, give us a holler. Go to JillOnMoney.com, click the Contact Us button, write us a note. If you would like to join us on the air live, check the box. Mark will do everything else. And by the way, while you're on the website, don't forget to sign up for the free weekly newsletter. It comes out every Friday. Mark does such a great job with that. And we really, I think it's just a lot of fun when you are participating in the show and some of the stuff that we do that is not just the show. You can also go check out the resources section of the website. We've got another show that's called Money Watch. We've got another show that's a radio show. We've got videos. It's all there. JillOnMoney.com. That is the website. Okay, right now we are going all the way across the country, at least for us, to Washington State, where listener Charlie joins us. Hi, Charlie. How are you?
I'm doing good. How are you guys today?
Doing great. What can we do for you?
Well, I had some questions that I sent to you, and the main thing is we were in the process of almost going to get our permit to build a house on our dream property that we had bought 11 years ago, when a better deal up the beach came on the market, which was a steal. So we decided instead of building, we'd buy this place. We have sold the other property, and now we're in the process of selling our house in the Puget Sound Basin, and we're out here on the coast now with the Pacific Ocean in our backyard.
Wow, that sounds amazing. How is the guest accommodation for me and Mark?
We have a spare room.
All right,
and we have an RV hookup.
Calm down with the RV, but okay. So what is the, like, where are you right now real estate wise? What did you buy the new home for? What was the amount?
So we purchased the place for $750,000.
Okay.
We were able to put down almost $200,000 on it. We took that out of our building contingency fund. Mm-hmm. And the assessed value at the county is just at $1 million.
And you're selling your city home, basically, right?
Correct. And it's mortgage free.
Okay. And how much will the proceeds from the sale be?
Conservatively, $300,000. If I really get lucky, maybe a little bit more.
Okay. And so you put down $200,000, you have a $550,000 mortgage right now?
Yeah, a little bit more than that because of closing costs and everything. I have $560,000.
Okay. And what's the interest rate on that mortgage?
We got it at 6.5.
Okay. And is that a 30-year fixed? Is there some sort of adjustable?
No, it's 30-year fixed.
Okay. And when do you think you'll sell that old home?
Hopefully within the market right now is pretty good. So hopefully within the next month.
Okay. And so what's your intention with the $300,000? Is it going to be to slap it down on the $550,000 to reduce the mortgage, or do you have other plans for it?
Well, that, and then since we sold the other lot that we were going to build on down here and realized a $208,000 gain on that, we're looking at putting almost $500,000 plus against our current mortgage. Okay. And my question was, since I'm 71, I have a IRA that I was thinking of taking the money out of that, pay the taxes on it, of course, but then be mortgage free.
Interesting. Okay. Charlie, you're married?
Yes.
How old's your spouse?
65.
Okay. And you're both retired?
Yes, she has been for 2 months.
Oh, how's that first 2 months going? She's sick of you yet?
Oh, no, she's pumping her fist and smiling.
Nice. That's great. That's awesome. What is a source of income for you guys? Your Social Security or pensions? What do you got going?
So I have a pension and Social Security. My pension is $2,400 a month after taxes, and my Social Security right now is $1,990 a month after taxes and Medicare. The wife has a state pension that's paying $2,343 a month after taxes. Mm-hmm. And then she will be eligible. It's a state pension, and she has a 457 too. I guess I'm getting ahead of you. So
no, it's okay. So just so I am clear, when you are looking at that, so you've got your pension of $2,400, and then you've got Social Security of $1,990, and then you've got her state pension. I'm just rounding $2,300, so that's a $6,700 or so.
Yes.
How is that for you guys income wise? I mean, I know you're carrying a lot of real estate, and that will get cleaned up. But let's pretend you've sold the old home, and let's pretend you're mortgage free for a second. How would $6,700 a month of income be for you guys?
With all said and done, being mortgage free and everything, my expenses monthly would run probably about $5,000, leaving us about $1,700 mad money.
That's great. Okay, great. So now you're going to tell me a little bit about the savings. So you have other money that you've put aside. So let's talk about what you have done for each of you. Let's start with money that has not yet been taxed. So any deferred comp, whether that's 457 or IRA, what's the amounts that you have then in that kind of money, the traditional environment, we'll call it.
Okay, so the wife has 210,000 plus or minus in a 457.
Yep.
I have 110,000, of course, plus or minus in a conventional IRA.
Yep.
And then she has from a long time ago about 35,000 in a conventional IRA.
So that's all the before tax money. And that's what you're sort of thinking like, hey, maybe I should pull some of the money out of these accounts and pay the tax that's due and get rid of the mortgage so that you would have the sale of the old home, the proceeds from the lot, that 500, and then maybe pull out, let's say $100,000 or $80,000 from your traditional accounts, pay the tax that's due, but be mortgage free. Is that sort of the game plan?
Yes, exactly.
Got it. Okay. Tell me about any other money that you guys have set aside. Roth, brokerage, bank account. What else do you have?
So I have a small brokerage that I've used for things, and it's got $6,000 in it currently. Most of the thing is we have no debt. And so I've always been one that wants to buy stuff, either cash or get it paid off. I don't like giving money. I don't like paying interest. I feel that's a waste of my money.
Okay. I like getting interest, though. That's one of my favorites.
Well, yes. So the other thing is we do have a couple collectible, or I shouldn't say, we have a couple classic cars, which, of course, there again, if we sold both of them, we may realize $50,000 from the sale of both of them.
Should we?
No.
You don't want to
well,
do that,
one I am considering selling because I don't know if I'm going to have the time to mess with it. But
all right. But do we really... Okay, but you don't want to have to make that decision. You don't want to say, "Oh, that's the only way I can pay down my mortgage." So
exactly.
Okay, so we know that you're going to have to pay some tax on the money that comes out. Is this a bad tax year for you just because of all these real estate transactions?
Well, Washington has pretty steep excise taxes, and so. Yes, and that's why I'm really trying. I itemized last year. I'm trying to itemize this year. That's the first time we've been able to itemize in a long time.
Yeah, but and you said your wife just retired, so she has had some income for this year, right?
Yeah, she worked the first quarter of the year, and so there again, she realized $24,000 coming in.
If I add everything up, even if we had you pull $100,000 from and I would do it from your account, right? Because let's just say we got rid of your, maybe just clean it up. So like you got rid of 110,000 of your IRA account. Okay. You sell it. You said, send me the money. Done. If you were to do that and you add that to your taxable income, you're still in the 24% tax bracket. You're not going above 24%.
Okay.
And that's an extra 2% for you for the ability to just get rid of your mortgage. I mean, look, if you want to be clever and cute and you want to try to stay in the 22%, which is, probably kind of where you'd be, you just take a distribution of, again, this depends on whether you are itemizing and whether you take, or the standard deduction, but you would stay within about $200,000 of income, which, I mean, it's possible because, you've got your pension, Social Security, her $24,000 from the first quarter, then $2,300 a month. You're going to have taxable income. If you want to really try to stay within the 22% bracket, work with your accountant, say, where do we stand? How does this look? And then what you can do is you can make a decision to pay down the rest of the mortgage this year, or alternatively, do all the transactions, get everything done. And at the end of the year, you see where you stand. And if you're like, oh, I don't want to go into the 24% bracket, you can wait and just do it in January and then be done with the mortgage as of January.
Well, and when I sent you the note, I've already made payments through the end of this year, monthly payments. So I don't even have a payment due until the first of the year next year, as far as my mortgage is concerned.
So maybe you wait and you just see what your tax situation looks like, which is not the worst thing in the world, right? I mean, that might be the way to do it. I don't want you to feel like you are in a situation where, you have to do one thing or another. I know you hate debt. We're only talking about waiting for 6 or 7 months. Then in January, you can see after all of the real estate transactions are done. And if you're working with a tax preparer to say, okay, I am going to take some money out of my IRA accounts. You don't have to worry about your wife's right now. And then take out as much as you would need, account for that with your account. Say, hey, I'm going to take $80,000 out of my retirement account. And then that's going to be taxable income. Just make sure they know that. And then you pay down the rest of the mortgage and you're done. And then you are living, you'll have that $6,700 a month of income. The 3 sources of income, the pension, the Social Security, and your wife's state pension, does your pension and her pension have a cost of living adjustment?
So mine's fixed, hers does.
But then she'll also claim Social Security eventually, right?
Correct.
At 67 or 70, what do you think?
Well, we've done the paperwork right now, and we need to defer hers because she made over the maximum you can make for the year without the penalty.
Yeah, you can wait till 67 for her. You'll be fine.
Okay.
I would wait till her full retirement age.
Okay.
And then you're fine. You guys are in great shape. I have no problem with this. To me, this is it's an interesting case because, when you come on the air and you're talking about, the paying down the mortgage, normally I'm like, oh, don't pay down your mortgage. But, we're in a different mortgage environment now, right? And when you have a 6.5% mortgage, there's this idea that for some people might be, which is, well, let me take my old house proceeds and the money from the lot. Let's take that $500,000 and just invest it. And we'll make more money than 6.5% the cost of the mortgage, which may be true. But then I hear, as I'm talking to you, Charlie, what I hear is I hate debt. And I'm not sure that you would feel comfortable with that. So as you come on the air and you start saying like, I hate debt, it's hard for me to try to sell you on the idea, well, keep money, have liquidity. I think you're going to have plenty of money. So would you feel better if you had access to the money, or would you feel better debt-free?
Personally, I like being debt-free. Yeah. I do have a fiduciary I've worked with. And in fact, I just spoke to him last week, looking at CDs, for instance, for some of the money I have sitting around. When you look at what CDs are paying, what I'm paying on interest, it brings my interest rate down, I guess if I'm looking at this correctly, about to 2% instead of 6.5%. But still, I love listening to you. And so I'm just I want to get some other insight. The other thing, though, on the wife's 457, converting at least part of that into a Roth IRA so that when I'm gone, she isn't paying any taxes or anything on that money.
So what? Is your pension, does it have a survivor benefit for her?
No, neither of us. We decided between the two of us that she gets her full pension, no survivor, and I get my full pension, no survivor.
What's her full retirement age Social Security amount?
The last time I looked, it was about $1,000, $1,500 or something like that.
So she would have $3,800. So we'd lose your money, but she'll have her Social Security plus her state pension. And, so she'll have lower amount of income. I don't know. Her expenses might be about the same, may not be much less than, I don't know. It's weird when you get older. It's not like your expenses will go in half. You know what I mean? You still have the house. And how much money do you have? You said you have brokerage. You have money in savings right now, other money?
So we tried to maintain anywhere from $30,000 to $40,000, both in checking and in savings. Right now it's down around $30,000 because we've been doing some improvements to the property we bought. So we've been spending money. For instance, I had to buy a riding lawnmower. I got 1.5 acres of lawn to mow.
God bless you, baby. My God. I mean, look, it's an interesting question because if either of you predeceases the other, your income goes down pretty, not huge, but it's like it's a significant amount. Instead of saving that $1,700 a month, you'll be dipping into some of your savings. The thing is that the house that you have now, is this your forever house? Or is this a house like, yeah, we're going to keep this for 10 or 15 years and like, but we can't age here. Like, could you be in this house and age?
Yes, it's a 2,500 foot Rambler, and the Pacific Ocean's 900 feet out my back door with a nice trail to it.
Okay. All right. So listen, I
place.
Yeah. I think you're probably okay. I think that it would be good to kind of check back in with us at the end of the year to see whether or not we really want to make any sort of withdrawal from the accounts or not. Because the only thing I'm worried about is just your cash flow and having access to money. But I think that if you were to have all of this money coming in and all of that extra money, even if it's like $1,000 or $1,500 a month, if you just rebuilt your savings and use that money for as long as you're both alive to take whatever money is extra and to build it up, you really want to have a buffer against the future. You should be fine. But if one of you were to die sooner than I would expect, then I think we would rather have access to your money. So I'm not sure I want to use your IRA money or her 457 money. I don't know if I'd want to use that to pay down the house when I may want to have access to that money. So that's really the issue. It's just like, where is the money best deployed and how you're going to manage going forward.
So in other words, you're saying I'm not too far off the mark on what I've been trying to do.
No, you're not. But, again, the problem is that I'm sure that your advisor would say to you, like, well, if I have that $500,000, we have access to the money. And if you use that $500,000 from the old house proceeds and the lot, and we pay down the mortgage, your expenses go down, but then we don't have access to the money. And hey, what happens if you need access to the money? That's the issue, right? This is a liquidity issue more than anything else. I mean, look, someone died sooner than we expect, and the other one is left with a $1 million house, which they may or may not want to stay in without the other. I just think that if that happened early in the cycle, if you or your wife, I mean, I'm going to be very blunt with you. If you guys, like one of you dies within the next 5 years, I think the survivor has a real question as to whether or not to keep the house. Because I think that then if you're alone in that house, and the cost of maintaining that and having it and on a reduced income, where you would stand. So I think you just have to both be flexible enough in like just your mindset to say, hey, this is great. We're okay right now if we pay this mortgage down. But if something bad happened in the future to one of us, maybe we would have to do something different. We have to sell the cars. We have to do this. But, I want you to beef up your savings in the period of time where more income is coming in than the expenses. Okay.
Okay.
That's really the issue. Make sure everything is tidied up, all estate documents done, and enjoy your brand new dream house. And Mark and I will get ready to book our flights. Mark, we'll fly, I guess, right into Seattle, spend some time there, and then head down to Charlie's place. Be kind of nice. Be on the Pacific Ocean.
Yeah, sounds gorgeous. I want to see a picture.
Yeah, send us a picture. All right. If you, like Charlie and his wife, are in the middle of major real estate transactions, get in touch with us. Maybe we have an idea about ways to manage that. One of the things I do think is important, gang, is that, you hear me talk to Charlie about like, we'll pay the mortgage down. A lot of this decision is if you're at a point in your life where you have assets and you have choices, we want to actually know what feels comfortable to you, because maybe it's not the best financial decision always. But what I do know is that your peace of mind is worth a lot. And so if you're hearing me give this advice to one person, it may not be applicable to you. If you want to have some guidance and some reassurance about your own path, get in touch with us. Go to JillOnMoney.com, click the Contact Us button, write us a note. Let us know if you want to come on the air live, which is way better, by the way, because then we can have these conversations. While you are on the website, check out the content that lives there, whether it's our other podcast, Money Watch, that is released on the weekends, blogs, videos, resources, and of course, the free weekly newsletter. You can subscribe to us on the Odyssey app or wherever you find your favorite podcasts. Put your hands metaphorically on someone's back. Someone needs a little pat on the back or a boost up. Change your work, change your wealth, change your life. Thank you for listening. We'll talk to you tomorrow.